Can your business process personal data only with consent? Not always. Under India's Digital Personal Data Act, consent is important, but it's not the only lawful ground. In this video, I'll explain the lawful ground for processing personal data under the DPDP with simple examples every business can understand. Let's break it down. What does lawful ground means? Lawful grounds answer one basic question. Why are you legally allowed to process this personal data? Under the DPDP, data processing is only allowed only if it is backed by a legal valid reason. If there is no legal ground, data processing becomes unlawful, even it feels normal or necessary. So, second, the consent, the primary lawful ground. Consent is the most common and safest lawful ground under the DPDP. For consent to be valid, it must be free, informed, specific, clear, and affirmative, and capable of being withdrawn. Example: a user signs up for a service and agrees to data uses. A customer opts in for marketing emails. An app user accepts a privacy notice. If consent meets DPDP standards, data processing is lawful. Now, processing without consent. When is it allowed? DPDP recognizes that consent is not always practical. The Act allows certain situations where data can be processed without consent, known as legitimate uses. Let's look at them. So, lawful ground 1 for state functions and legal obligations. So, personal data can be processed without consent when required by law, needed for compliance with court orders, used for government or state functions. So, sharing employees' data for tax compliance, providing data during legal investigation. So, here consent is not required. The law itself authorizes the processing. Second, for employment purposes. So employers may process employee data without consent when necessary for employment, required for payroll, attendance benefits, or compliance. So processing salary details, maintaining attendance records, managing workplace security. This ensures business operations are not blocked by consent withdrawal. Now, for medical emergencies and public interest. So DPDP allows data processing without consent for medical emergencies, public health situations, and disaster response. So sharing medical information during an emergency, contact tracing during a health crisis. In these cases, protecting life and safety comes first. Now, for legitimate uses, DPDP also allows processing without consent for specific reasonable purposes. This include preventing fraud, ensuring network security, and processing data already made public by the individual. For example, using CCTV footage for security, fraud detection in financial systems, and using publicly shared contact details for limited verification. Even here, data must be used responsibly and minimally. Remember, under the DPDP, personal data can be processed only with valid consent or a clearly defined lawful ground. Understanding these grounds helps businesses operate smoothly, stay compliant, and avoid unnecessary legal risk. When in doubt, consent is safest, but knowing the alternative matters. If this video has helped you clarify lawful data processing, like the video, subscribe for more DPDP explainer, share it with your compliance or operation teams. Stay informed, stay compliant. See you in the next video.